Welcome to The Bigger Picture with Mike Biggers, where we don't just ask what happened, we ask what it meant, who it served, and why it still echoes. I'm Mike Biggers, and today we're stepping into the mind of a man who saw the world as a rigged machine, a man who believed the truth was buried beneath layers of lies, and he spent his life trying to dig it out with a microphone and a warning. Milton William Cooper, Bill Cooper, Navy vet, broadcaster, author, conspiracist, or maybe just a man who couldn't stop connecting the dots, even when that picture turned into a monster. Cooper's story starts in Long Beach, California, 1943, raised in a military family, served in the Navy during Vietnam. Claimed he worked in naval intelligence, where he allegedly saw classified documents, alien treaties, secret government agendas. It was the kind of stuff that makes you question everything you thought was real. Now, whether those documents existed or not, hey, that's not the point. The point is, Cooper believed that they did, and he built a legacy on that belief. In 1991, he published Behold a Pale Horse. That book didn't just stir the pot, it flipped the whole damn table. It became a cult classic, passed around by prisons, bunkers, college dorms, and underground radio stations. Cooper laid out a vision of the world where nothing was as it seemed. UFOs weren't just real, they were part of a government deal. AIDS wasn't a disease, it was a weapon. The Illuminati weren't a myth. They were the architects of global control. He said the media was a tool, that the education system was a grooming mechanism, that the government wasn't just hiding the truth, it was manufacturing the lie. And he didn't just say it, he screamed it on his shortwave radio show, The Hour of the Time. Cooper became a voice for the disillusioned. No sponsors, no filters, just raw paranoia and a call to wake up. But hey, here's the thing. Paranoia isn't always wrong. Cooper predicted 9/11. Not the exact date, but he warned that a major attack would be blamed on Osama bin Laden. That was in June of 2001. 3 months later, we all know what happened. The towers fell. And suddenly, the man who had been dismissed as a lunatic, maybe he didn't sound so crazy. But Cooper wasn't just a prophet. He was a contradiction. He warned against fear, but he lived in fear. He preached freedom, but he isolated himself. He rejected government authority, stopped paying taxes, and fortified his home like a bunker. In Eager, Arizona, he became a ghost in plain sight, broadcasting warnings, refusing to comply, and waiting for the knock at the door. And November 5th, 2001, that knock came. Law enforcement moved in to arrest him. Cooper opened fire. They fired back. He died on his porch, surrounded by paranoia he had spent his life cultivating. So what do we do with Bill Cooper? Was he a prophet? A madman? A mirror? Here's the bigger picture. Cooper reminds us that truth and delusion often share a border. If you stare too long into the abyss of conspiracy, sometimes it stares back with a badge and a warrant. But let's go deeper than that. Cooper's legacy didn't die with him. His ideas bled into the internet, into forums, into movements, into QAnon, into the modern militia mindset. He laid the groundwork for a culture of distrust that is now mainstream. And whether you agree with him or not, you cannot deny that impact. He was one of the first to say, do not trust the narrative. And now, That phrase is everywhere. It's on bumper stickers, in comment sections, in political speeches. And Cooper didn't just question authority, he taught others how to weaponize that doubt. But here's the danger. When everything's a lie, nothing's true. When you reject every institution, every expert, and every fact, you yourself are not free. You are lost. And that was the paradox Cooper never solved. He wanted liberation, but lived in isolation. He wanted truth, but he drowned in speculation. And maybe that's the lesson we should take from this. Truth isn't just about uncovering secrets. It's about knowing what to do with them. It's about discernment, about balance, and knowing when to question and when to trust. Because if you believe everything's a conspiracy, eventually you become a conspiracy. Hey, thank you all for walking with me. Stay curious, stay grounded, and remember, sometimes the bigger picture isn't what's hidden. It's what we refuse to see. This is Mike Biggers, signing off.